So much has transpired over 2025. We had travels almost nonstop. I actually was only in Salem for 4 days out of the entire calendar year. We started in New Zealand after a wonderful Christmas with family. We headed to the South Island, the showy island, and made it to some spectacular wilderness.
Mount Cook. Some people call it Mount Aspiring, but actually Mount Cook.
If you are geographically confused.
Hi.
Hi. Is this like the foothills that we're climbing Cook?
Yeah. Our car is down in that valley, down the end of this
5,000
ridge.
feet from here.
So we're gonna go down this alley and then turn and come back down that valley.
It's truly incredible to leave the dark northern hemisphere and arrive in full summer in the southern hemisphere.
Today we've come to the viewpoint at the bottom of the Fitzroy
Somebody's beard light.
Fitzroy Glacier, and curious where this person's going to land. Not in an obvious visible spot.
For scenery and outdoor activities, New Zealand really can't be beat. Just eye candy everywhere.
Climbing to the Luxmore hut on the Kepler track.
We're near Tianu in the South Island. That is Lake Tianu, as far as I know. The town, which is a little bit obscured by the trees. We're close-ish to Milford Sound, which would be off this direction. There's a coastal range of mountains and then the fjords. And we have a short distance up to a hut. We're heading this way. And we're walking on a path just off of the beach, the west coast of New Zealand, and it's very beautiful scenery, bugs. Bugs are chirping. We're on our way to visit the Franz Joseph Glacier, which comes down off of Mount Cook. You made it. Today we walked up a hill called Grand View Mountain, and it has a view which is grand, yeah. Looking down at Lake Hawaii, and then Wanaka Lake, and the town of Wanaka, and a big valley. nice place.
Melanie and I had a series of travels with different friends. First, our son Ari and nephew Jeremy were with us, and then our great friends, the Kulabalis, came and enjoyed some fantastic hiking adventures. And eventually, they had to go home, but other friends, the Moselles, came.
I'll come back squeaky clean.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna stay here. Huh?
You don't get all that, but
Here we go. Even if you stop here, you can see the waterfall pretty good.
It's up in there. Oh my goodness. Today we're walking on the Kepler track, and we hiked out from the car to a place called the Luxmore Hut, which is not visible. It's down over that green hill. And we're continuing on to the summit, Luxmore Mountain, which is not too far from here, maybe another kilometer, another half hour. And then the big return. So it's gonna be a big day. We started the day off with a trip to see glowworms, which is really pretty cool, in a cave, and finishing the day with a little mountain. I'm a happy camper. Bye. Heading back down the trail. We've had a really nice hike, and now it's like 5:30 at night. A beautiful summer evening, warm, and we've still got quite a ways to go, probably 8 miles of trail. But I'm very happy. The trail is really good. This is one of the great walks, great treks in New Zealand, and the trails are very well maintained. So it's easy going. And at this point in the day, there's hardly, well, I guess we'll see if there's anybody else out on the trail. So that's kind of nice too, kind of peaceful. And we just gotta walk down to the end of this ridge and then drop down into the trees and go down to the lake level. Our car's parking lot is down at the altitude of the lake, but about 8 miles from here, so that's what's going on. Happy days. Oh, we are definitely missing you and the wonderful spring weather that you're enjoying. And It's unfortunate that we have to stay in this location despite the weather and all the hardships that life brings. We miss you, Dennis. We look forward to seeing you. Say hi to Dennis, Winner.
Hey, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
How you doing, Dennis?
All the hiking was amazing, but we did take a short time out to visit the movie studio, Weta Studios, where they do special effects for many movies. It's a lot of fun. And we met up with some friends of our son from Montana and shared some delicious food. Out for a hike on Urupukapuka Island. This is where our ancestors stored their kumara. We're in the Bay of Islands. And just taking a walk, we saw 2 owls today. What were they called?
More pork.
More pork. Owls that like eating pork.
Saddleback,
Saddleback.
samurai, and
Fantails were dancing. Yeah.
chewy. And Australasian manners, kingfisher.
And tourists.
We think we saw Patek. We're not sure.
Lots of UV today. Not any clouds to protect us. But we're at the far northern extent of New Zealand, Cape Ranga, and we just had a nice lunch on the beach and a quick soak in the ocean, and now we get to climb back up this trail towards the lighthouse and head off to another spot to rest the night. Where are we going to be tonight?
Cable Bay.
Going to Cable Bay.
We finished off our travels in New Zealand by visiting with my cousin Jane and her husband Matt in the Coromandel Peninsula. We had beautiful summer weather there. And then Melanie and I took a little sail in the Bay of Islands, hiked out to a beautiful point before packing our little bags and heading to Sydney, Australia, where we had an opportunity to visit with Melanie's 90-year-old aunt, her mom's sister, Judy Buste. It was a really wonderful visit. We were there for not very long, but we had an opportunity to visit with other extended family members before packing up again and heading to Peru.
We were so lucky to be invited by Erica and Shell to travel in Erica's home country of Peru. And we started in Lima and the coast south of Lima, traveled to the Nazca Lines and Paracas. And this was followed by a huge adventure to the Amazon, where we saw lots of wildlife and stayed in a jungle lodge and went on the river looking for wild creatures and birds, traveling to a salt lick, watching the sunrise. Next, we flew from the Amazon to Cusco and the Sacred Valley. Lots of really delicious, beautiful food art, and of course, amazing ruins, including the fabulous Machu Picchu. We saw lots of beautiful handicrafts and cute llamas and alpaca. We took a trek to another ruin that's less known called Choqquequirao that you have to hike to, so fewer people adventure there. And enjoyed the forest. Hidden in that gorgeous forest were really amazing architectural ruins, just quite stunning. Campsite friends checking on us, making sure all was good, and again, beautiful sunsets and pretty creative food art. After the trek, we did more hiking to Rainbow Mountain to cap off our time in beautiful Peru. We had some great luck in transiting through Mexico to visit our friend Karen. We stopped in Mexico City, visited various museums, and ate some delicious food while traveling around pretty vibrant Mexico City, full of electric cars and really some gorgeous art.
I was also thrilled to have the opportunity to see a very dear friend, Jose Luis Lopez Lopez, and his wonderful wife, Irma, on our way through Guadalajara. We made a very quick stop in Seattle to see my mom and wish her well, and then I headed back to New Zealand, got the boat ready, and departed New Zealand through rough conditions, heading to Fiji. Maybe we'll sail to Fiji today. We are on approach. It's been 8 long days.
8 days.
Yeah.
8 days of rock and roll.
Yeah. After an exhausting and uncomfortable trip, we were happy to be in Fiji. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We're here with Dennis, Durnai, Black, and Abraham,
Yay!
Chauncey, all on the special rock, the lookout point
Yeah.
over Yalori.
Pretty nice.
Hi America, hi!
Hi America!
Hi America, West Coast!
West Coast! We are from the West Coast!
In Fiji, rugby is hugely popular, and there are tournaments almost every weekend in these small villages. People come by boat to these events, and they'll have rugby games all day long. We were lucky enough to get to watch some of the rugby and to enjoy the community that forms around the game and all of the families that come together for these events. Some local guides took us on a tough hike to the top of a hill, and we were also welcomed into the community with a big feast. It was an early exposure to a common hospitality theme. The Fijians are just extremely welcoming and friendly people. Kava root is a special drink that's offered whenever you travel to visit villages. It is the tradition to gift this kava root so they can be made into a drink, and then there's a bit of a ceremony to share the kava. We were welcomed to snorkel in the waters and hike on the lands, but always after obtaining permission of the chief from whatever village you're visiting. This particular area where we snorkeled is famous for the manta rays. It's a place where they come regularly to feed, and there are also some suckerfish that come and meet them and help clean them off while they're in this area. So it's a beautiful and abundant reef in that area. I was fortunate to have David and Signe, niece and her husband, come visit for a couple weeks. Today is June 14th, 2025, and I am solo sailing. I got up early this morning and lifted the anchor in Yasawairara, a town at the northern end of the Asawa Islands. And it's now sunrise on Sunrise. I've got full Genoa. I haven't pulled the main out because it's kind of dark, so I'm not sure I can see the lines very well, but when it gets just a little lighter, I'll pull the full main out. And I've got about 60 miles to sail today, so it's going to be a full day if I go that far. Heading to Musket Cove and staging so that I can meet up with the new crew member, Joanne Higgins, who's hopefully going to be able to get a flight into Nadi, Fiji, sometime in the next week. And that's what's going on. Joanne arrived and fortunately we got along great, and she ended up helping me sail the boat all the way to Australia over the coming months. We're approaching the Lau Group Islands. This one is Fulaga or Fulanga, depending on who you talk to. And between us and the island is the fringing reef, and you might be able to see that there's waves crashing on the reef, and then on the inside, just like turquoise water. It's calm water, protected water. So we're heading to another island. I'll take you to see it, called Ogia. There it is, or Ongia, depending on who you ask. So we'll be there in an hour and a half. We're out for a paddle today on an island called Ogia Vatu. And it has these interesting mushroom formations and arches and things that are really intriguing. Pretty great. As much as I did enjoy the natural beauty, I also really enjoyed getting to meet the locals, including a master carver who made this really beautiful bowl in about 48 hours. It is really the only souvenir that I have kept from these travels, but really fills my heart with joy to remember this time and the people that I met. We found great beauty everywhere we went, and generally life seems to flow a little more slowly and with a greater connection with nature in Fiji. Back home, Rowan, Elias, and Melanie joined forces with my mom for the Friday protest. On Sunrise, we faced really small problems like flying fish coming on board. We had some additional wonderful visits at Ono Island on our way back towards the main island of Fiji, where we would be meeting up with Melanie and her sister Amanda, and David and Ellie for a nice visit together